Brothers and sisters in Christ, I will start this homily from the first reading. The books of Chronicles were written about 500 years before Christ by the prophet Ezra after the exiles to Babylon. They recorded events that occurred in the previous 500 years, starting with King David. And these books were meant to unify the nation by calling people to true worship of God and reminding them that God is not only merciful but also just. Those who choose not to listen and to worship other gods will receive just punishment. This, brothers and sisters, serves also as a reminder to our present world. Listen to the words. All the princes of Judah, the priests and the people, added infidelity to infidelity, copying all the shameful practices of the nations, and defiling the temple that the Lord had consecrated for himself in Jerusalem. Now some of us may have been to Jerusalem. I myself have not been there, but I've seen pictures. Those who have been to Jerusalem may have seen the temple's ruins, because there's no more temple standing there on the Temple Mount. What I saw in the picture is something that looks like a mosque, actually. As we are journeying towards New Jerusalem, how do you envision the temple would be like in this New Jerusalem? Would it ever be rebuilt? We will come back to this later. Now let us see our present world situation. The Son of God came to this world 2,000 years ago to bring the truth about human beings. He has revealed that God is our Father and that we are truly children of God. What has become of us 2,000 years later? Let us take a look at the signs of our times. And I will mention 3 cases among the many current events. Case number 1. Los Angeles Clinic announced plans recently to deliver babies made to order by skin, hair, and eye color. Curly or wavy hair was an option too. These are called designer babies. And it shows that humans can no longer let nature determine what is good for them. But would tampering with nature give the best result? It reminds me of a conversation between a beautiful, really beautiful film star with the initial MM and a brilliant but not so handsome politician. She said this: "We, the two of us, that would make a wonderful pair. Imagine the children we would have. They would have my look and your brain." And the politician answered, "What if they have my look and your brain?" So it may not turn out as what we expected. Case number 2. Last month, a Japanese woman in Tokyo who became pregnant after receiving in vitro fertilization had a shock when doctors told her they might have implanted someone else's fertilized egg into her womb. Even though there is a chance that the implanted egg was hers, the woman decided to abort the baby 9 weeks into her pregnancy. Another gift of life was taken away by a decision made by another human being. Was the baby ever considered to be human? Did it have a right to life. Let us listen to what has been declared on the 10th of December 1948 at the General Assembly of the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article number 3. This is what it says. Everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of person. The right of an innocent human being has been violated, and no one was there to defend it. Case number 3. A 73-year-old Austrian man was sentenced to life imprisonment after found guilty of keeping his own daughter incarcerated in a specially built cellar below his house for 24 years. During that time, he fathered 7 children by her. He had kidnapped his daughter when she was only 18 years. And to explain her disappearance, he said that she joined an obscure sect. It was a premeditated crime with very serious physical and psychological consequences. A psychologist told Austrian television that it would be impossible for the poor held prisoner underground to lead normal lives. I'm afraid it is too late for that, he said. My parents used to tell me this. Losing money, you can still replace it. But losing life and opportunity are irreplaceable. This man has done this to his daughter and grandchildren, who are also at the same time his children. These are 3 cases that happened around us. These real life stories are only a few of many worse stories around us. And they tell something about the world that we live in. It is a world that is losing its heart. Mother Teresa said, if a mother can kill her own child, what is left before I kill you and you kill me? There is nothing in between. But it is not too late for the world to repent if it would heed the warning given to us by Jesus. Jesus said, God sent his Son into the world not to condemn the world, but so that through him the world might be saved. No one who believes in him will be condemned, but whoever refuses to believe is condemned already. Brothers and sisters, the hardest thing to change in life is the hardened heart. And the most difficult people to save are the ones who feel there is no need to be saved. The world so confident in its abundant comfort and lose its own self-identity is lost already, but doesn't realize that it has condemned itself. I imagine it like when Adam and Eve finished eating the forbidden fruit, and their eyes were opened, and they said to themselves, hey, the snake was right. We are not dead. But they didn't realize that the effect was not immediate. After a long suffering, eventually they did die. So brothers and sisters, let us be aware of the atrocities around us that we may not fall into the trap. And may the finger of Jesus pointing to his heart be a reminder to our true identity that we are beings with hearts. With this identity, we journey